Hey, before we get started today, you can get all these lures, everything we're talking about, at dreamcatchersfishing.com. Link is down in the description. What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Dreamcatchers Fishing channel. That's right, today, pretty exciting video. I'm gonna be talking about 3 baits that I will be utilizing to maximize the size of my fish this winter. And those 3 are, drum roll, boom, a hinkle trout. Really like a hinkle trout. We actually have an order coming in soon. Mass order, big order. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's it. Sorry. I love the hinkle trout. What I love so much about the hinkle trout is its ability to draw fish in cold water. It's really unique in the sense that it's such a large bait and it has such a giant slalom glide back and forth. It moves so much water. Fish come from great distances to eat this thing. Check out this clip of a fish I used my Panoptics on. I was out there shining it. I was on a guide trip, just kind of beating the bank with finesse stuff, and I just kind of panned off the bank and like, hey, there's a really big fish suspended in pretty cool water. I take the hinkle, I throw it out over it. It ends up chasing and eating the bait. And yeah, it has that kind of potential. The hinkle moves a lot of water, so fish come from great distances to strike it. And because it moves a lot of water, the tendency is even in colder water, fish will still have that aggression towards it. So I really like that hinkle trout, and really 44 to about 60-degree water. But check out this clip.
Well, I'm glad to know this wasn't that far from Clemson. Got him. Golly.
Oh my.
Oh, on the hinkle.
Holy crap. Oh my.
That's not even a, I mean, don't get me wrong, guys, that's a really big fish, but there's tons of them in here like that. I was on Panoptics and I saw kind of a blob just kind of out there and just threw the hinkle out there like it's probably a carp or something. Freaking 5-pounder come up and ate it. So crazy.
The next bait that I'm going to be utilizing a ton with my Panoptics in the winter time is a Huddleston ROF 12, an 8-inch. This bait is just an iconic bait for fishing in the winter. It has that kind of slow, very methodical thump, and it absolutely is a proven big bass lure. The deal with it, once again, when I think about using it on Panoptics, our lakes tend to get stocked with trout come November, December, and then again around February and March. And a lot of those fish will suspend on points that are either close to the stocking or close to the areas where those trout migrate to. Trout tend to migrate to big cement structure. Why is that? Because a lot of times in hatcheries, they are on big cement structure raceways. So I think they kind of have that homey feel when they get up next to cement. But I'll use that Panoptics and shine that Panoptics around that cover, whether it be a dam wall or a spillway or some kind of offshore point with rock. Those fish will hunker down, sometimes suspend, looking for those trout. And I'm throwing that booger out there, I'm letting it sink, counting it down, reeling it slow, and watching how those fish react. When those big bass come up behind it on Panoptics, I'm speeding up that reel, almost looking like, oh crap, a trout being chased. I think that Panoptics makes it a little bit easier to catch those swim bait fish, because as you see them follow, you know you can flare that reel and make that Huddleston look like a fleeing trout, and in doing so you create a reaction strike. Before, without Panoptics, without forward-facing sonar, you're just kind of imparting, you know, those actions in the reel to speed that trout up, hoping you have one behind it. But a lot of times what I notice with a HUD and even with a Defiant 210, I'll be reeling it, I see a follower, I speed that reel up, and then boom, I create a reaction strike. Here is some footage of a giant on a HUD choked to the throat. Lastly, you can't discount it without question, an Alabama rig. And you're like, hey, that's not a big swim bait. I hear you, but it moves a lot of water like a big swim bait. And I think the tendency is those fish like to feed on big schools of bait fish, and big fish too. I mean, I'm talking about, you know, your 5+ pounders and your Carolinas. That's a big fish. And obviously you always have a chance with an A-rig of catching a true giant. But once again, when I utilize this thing, I throw it out there, I'm using my forward-facing sonar. Maybe I see a fish, maybe I don't see a fish. Either way, I'm letting this thing get down in pretty deep water in the wintertime, and I'm looking for just what looks to be a boulder on the bottom. Sometimes those are fish, or I'm actually fishing boulders on the bottom, and those giant fish are hunkered down in it. And this bait moves a lot of water, kind of like a Huddleston, but obviously more of a bait fish presentation, and I'm drawing those fish. And same deal, just like a Huddleston or Defiant, I can take that bait and just flare that reel, and what'll happen is that A-rig that's coming through the water will kind of compress and flare back out, and once again you create a reaction strike.
God, he knocked slack in it. Feels like a dang good one, dude.
What do we got?
I don't know, but
Maybe two.
I don't think so. Might be a dang 10-pounder.
We're going for PVs today.
PBs only. I like my bass like I like my women. Oh, it is a toad. Oh my God.
You got her?
Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What? Hey girl. What your name is? Bertha. Oh my gosh. Holy crap, dude, what a toad. Oh, she thick. What's up, baby girl? Dude, what a toad. What's up, girl? Where you been? Hey, we gonna hold on to you for partying. Okay, well, they're eating the A-rig.
And this is a great bait. So really, when I think about catching giant bass in the wintertime, using my Panoptics, bigger bait, bigger presentation, baits that move a lot of water, I'm thinking a Hinkle, a big soft bait, whether it be a Huddleston, whether it be a working class Zero Citizen, whether it's a Defiant or an Alabama rig with some Kitech 2.8, 3.3s, 3.8s, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm thinking about moving a lot of water and reading the fish's body language using my forward-facing sonar. So I'm really excited about this winter. I'm gonna be in the deer woods a little bit here in the next few weeks, but catching big bass in the wintertime, I love these baits in conjunction with my Garmin unit, or any forward-facing sonar for that matter. I prefer Garmin's. We install them. You can order them through us, and we can install them. But anyways, those three baits, big time using the Panoptics forward-facing sonar to make it happen. So anyways, I hope you catch a giant because of these tips. Send us a message. I want to see some pictures of your success. And by the way, you can get everything we talked about at dreamcatchersfishing.com.